Hello my fellow working class heroes, good day. I am Carlo and welcome to Carlo Excels. These are the objectives of this episode. Today we're gonna talk about the Caterva Student Group Maker template. First, we're gonna have an overview of the features of the template, and then we're gonna talk about how to download the template, and then we'll talk about how to input data into the template, and then how to extract groups from the template. Before anything else, if you are new to this channel, hello, this is Carlo Excels, a channel that is dedicated to teaching my fellow teachers here in the Philippines Microsoft Excel. Occasionally, I also create Microsoft Excel tools like this that will be helpful to my fellow teachers. Please like this video and share this video to your fellow teachers and drop a comment down below. It'll really help with the YouTube algorithm and help those who are searching for this to find this. Thank you. Now let's have an overview of the features of the Student Group Maker template. First of all, the Student Group Maker template can group up to 100 students into up to 50 groups. The Student Group Maker template can be used to group students completely randomly, or you can choose to distribute students with different sexes into different groups. Or you can choose to distribute students with different grades into groups, or distribute students with different skills into groups. This Student Group Maker template is a Microsoft Excel template, compatible with Microsoft Office versions 2007 and above. This Student Group Maker template is made to not be compatible with Google Sheets. So please download this template so that you can use it offline in either Microsoft Excel or in most spreadsheet programs. Next, let's talk about how to download the template. If you check the descriptions down below, you will find a download link and it will lead you to the screen that you see right now. So once you're in Google Drive, you will see a screen like this, and then all you have to do is to click on this small download button on the upper right corner of the screen. So if you click on this download button, you will get the zip file and then extract that zip file, and then you will get the Student Group Maker template. This Student Group Maker template is free to download, distribute, and use. It is made actually primarily for school teachers, but if anybody can find any other use for it, then go ahead. But please, my only condition is do not sell or edit any part of the Student Group Maker template. You can download it freely, you can give it to your fellow teachers, and you can use it freely. But please, my only condition is do not sell it, and at the same time, do not edit any part of it when you give it to other people. Thank you. Now, when you download the Student Group Maker template, this is the screen that is going to greet you. So you have here the input part of the screen, then you have here the options part of the screen, and then you have here the output part of the screen. So let's discuss how to input names on it and then how to adjust the options so that we can get the output that we desire. First step is to input names into the template. Now, just like what was mentioned a while ago, this template can handle up to 100 student names, so therefore you can use this for a class of up to 100 students. Of course, you can use this for a number less than 100, but just so you know, it can handle up to 100. So please enter the students' names here and then enter their corresponding biological sex to the right of the name. Now, please note that the student is not going to be counted by the template unless you enter the student's sex. Now, I already have here sample student name, sample data. So let's copy that and then paste it onto the template so we can see how it works. So you will see now here, I put in the names and the sexes of these 100 different students, and they're all arranged alphabetically. So if you plan to arrange the students just completely randomly, no problem. You don't have to put anything else except the student's name and of course the biological sex. Now, you will see here on the options part, you will see here randomizing seed. So what that does actually is this. Please pick any 4 numbers at random just off the top of your head. The numbers that you give the template is going to be used by the template as a way to randomize the output. So in other words, the randomizing seed is going to be used as a basis to generate the randomness of the output. Say for example, off the top of my head, I want 5, 7, and then 2, and then 9. So you will notice that based on the random seed that I gave the template has now rearranged the students into 50 groups. In other words, 2 students per group. Now, what if you don't want 50 groups, or in other words, 2 students per group? if you look at this part of the options part, you will see here number of students per group. So you can adjust that to increase the minimum number of students that you want in a particular group. Say for example, I want there to be a minimum of 10 students in a group. So if you have here a minimum of 10 students in a group, so you will notice now that the template, because there are 100 students here, the template has now randomly assigned 10 students into 10 groups, as you can see on the screen. Of course, some of you may already ask, what if the number of students that you have inputted here is not divisible by the minimum number of students per group that you have? No problem there. Now take note, you have here 100 students, and let's say for example, we want a minimum number of 7 students per group. So 100 is not divided by 7, so you're not gonna have exact numbers here. Please note that despite that, the template is going to adjust accordingly. So in this case, we have here, how many groups have we created? We've created 14 groups total. Now you will notice that the first few groups, the first few groups have 8 members each. This one also has 8 members each. This one has 7 members. So the template has now created 2 groups of 8 students each, and then 12 groups of 7 students each, so that it is able to distribute 100 students into groups of a minimum number of 7 students per group. So if you just want to distribute students completely randomly, then well, there you go. But what if the distribution that you have is not necessarily what you want in terms of sex distribution? Sometimes, if you distribute this completely randomly, you will have too many males or too many females in particular groups. In fact, you might have a group that is all males and a group that is all females. If that is not what you want, if you want to properly distribute the sexes into the different groups, all you will have to do is, if you see on the options part, if you see here distribute by sex, all you have to do is to click on that no part and then use a drop-down box to select yes. Now, once you put yes into the distribute by sex option, what the template is going to do is, as best as it possibly can, it is going to distribute the males and the females into the different groups, making sure that no group, as much as it possibly can, making sure that no group has too many males and no group has too many females. But of course, random distribution and distribution by sexes is not necessarily also what you want, because if you distribute it this way, it can actually also happen that you have one group wherein you have particular groups that have all of the high-performing students, and you have particular groups that have all of the lowest-performing students in your class accidentally. Now, that is what the grade or rating column is for. So, if you input grades and grades or ratings into this column here, grades of particular students, then you can actually distribute them by grade. The kind of grade that you input here on the template is going to depend, of course, on that kind of task that you will ask these groups to do. Say, for example, if the task that these groups are going to do is going to be some sort of writing activity, then it will be wise for you to put grades that from writing activities, so that you're able to distribute them based on their writing abilities. Or if this is going to be some sort of reporting task, then you would want the grades of some sort of speaking activity. So once again, the kind of grades that you put in here is going to depend on the task that you're going to ask these students to perform for this particular activity. We have here some sample grades, so let's try to input them on the template. So let's copy that and then paste that here. So we now have here the grades of the students, and if we want to distribute the students according to their grades, so what we're gonna do is, on the options part, you will see here the setting, distribute by grade. And then all you have to do is click on the drop-down box and then press yes. So when you press yes, what the template is going to do is, it is going to distribute the students according to their grades. So you will not have accidentally all of the highest performing students in a particular group and all of the lowest performing students in a particular group. As much as it possibly can, the template is going to equitably distribute the students not only according to their sex, but also in this case according to their grade. Of course, the students' sexes and the students' grades are not the only reasons or are not the only basis for distributing the students. Sometimes you also have to distribute them according to their roles. that is what the role column is for. Some of our students have leadership skills, and sometimes these leadership skills are not necessarily tied to the grade, because some of our highest performing students are not very good leaders, and some of our lowest performing students are in fact very good leaders. And when you distribute the students by their biological sex and by their grades, you still might accidentally have multiple leaders in a particular group, and then some other group has nobody there with any leadership skills. So that group is going to have problems later on. So what we would want to do is we also want to distribute the students according to their skills. So that is what the role column is for. So on the role column, for each and every student, we can assign the leader tag or the leader role to students who we know have leadership skills. So all you have to do is to click on that particular space here and then assign them the leader role by clicking on the drop down box and then giving them the leader role like this. So I have a list here of students with leader roles, so we can just paste that over here. So now we have assigned particular students with leader roles. In a class of 100 students, I have 10 students here with leadership capabilities. So let's group the students into a minimum number of 10 students per group, and then if we want to arrange these students according to their role, distribute them according to their role, you can click on this option over here, distribute by role, and then pick yes. Now when you pick yes, what's going to happen is the template, as much as it possibly can, is going to assign at least one leader per group. So that is what you see now here. Group 1 has a leader, Group 2 has a leader, Group 3 has its leader, Group 4 has a leader, Group 5, all the way to 10. Making sure, of course, that each and every group has a leader, so that you don't have one particular group that has all of the leaders and another group that has no person with leadership skills. But of course, leaders are not the only roles that we need to use to distribute our students. Sometimes there are various support roles that we also need to consider. See, for example, if you're going to ask the students to make and then edit and then upload some sort of video later on, take note that not all of the students in your class have video editing capabilities. Or if you're going to ask the groups to research about something, not every person in the class have a fast internet connection. So you may also need to distribute the students according to support roles. So how do you do that? Just like what you did with the leader role, you can assign students to various support roles. So to assign a student to a support role, you can simply click support as the role. So I have here a list of support and leader roles. So I'm gonna copy that and then paste that into the template. So just like what I said a while ago, if you want the template to distribute by role, you simply select yes. And you will now see here, as much as it possibly can, the template is going to distribute leader roles and support roles into each and every group, making sure, if you're setting this correctly, it will make sure that each and every group has at least one leader and then one support person. So you'll see here, Group 1 has the leader and support, Group 2 has a leader and support, Group 3 has a leader and support, etc., all the way to Group 10. So this is a case wherein I have 10 leaders and then 10 support roles. So what if the minimum number of students per group is 5, thus we create 20 groups. So in other words, if you have 20 groups and then there are only 10 leaders and then 10 support personnel, what's going to happen then? What's going to happen is the template, as much as it possibly can, is still going to try to distribute the leaders and the support roles. So if the group does not have a support role, it will at least have a leader. And if a group does not have a leader, it will at least have a support role. So once again, the Caterva Student Group Maker template is available down below in the description, so you will find the download link there. So once again, please like this video and share this video to your fellow teachers, and then drop a comment down below. It'll really help with the YouTube algorithm and help those who are searching for this to find this. And if you think this tool is going to be helpful for you, and if you're gonna download this tool, please note that this is not the last tool that we're going to create here in Carlo Excels. There are many more tools I have in store for you, so please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss those tools when they come. So that's it for the Caterva Student Group Maker template. I hope I earned your subscription today. Once again, I am Carlo, and this is Carlo Excels. Thank you very much for watching.